Merry meet and welcome to the daily reading for all signs for today, the 27th of December 2024. This is Ariel and today I'm reading with this beautiful Stone Marseille Tarot, and I've already purified with this beautiful Vervain by Provence Santé. You can find the links to purchase each of these products right in the video description of this video. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. And I've been shuffling for a few minutes, so I think we're good to go. Let's give this deck a nice clean cut and see what's in the cards for everybody today. Starting out with the Three of Wands, followed by the Three of Swords, and then we've got the Four of Wands. Okay, so the Three of Wands is talking about how there's new things that have been showing up for you, many of you in your work or creative pursuits, and that those things are growing and that they are going to continue to grow, and you want to keep nurturing them because you are on the right track. You know, some of you are dealing with loss or crisis today, and you don't want that to keep growing. So make sure that the way that you deal with the loss and the crisis is not to avoid it, is not to minimize it, but also not to wallow in it. It's such a fine line that we walk when we're dealing with problems, because we don't want to just put our heads in the sand and pretend like it's not there, and at the same time we don't want to be part of the creative force that is perpetuating it. And so this is a nice balance that you're finding today. You know, the crises and the loss, it's just part of the human experience. And so many people are going through it right now. And the more graciousness that you are using to deal with these issues in your life today, the better it is for other people who look up to you. They don't look up to you and say, why do they have problems going on? They shouldn't have problems going on. They look up to you and say, oh, I love the way they dealt with that. I love the way they're handling that. I want to be so much more like them, right? Now, I'm sorry, I said Wands. This is the Four of Swords. This is saying as you go through this today, as you're navigating these different, whatever they are, losses, crises, etc., you are going to be successful, and you aren't going to be perpetuating them, because you're going to remember the wisdom of detachment and disengagement from the conflict. Disengagement from the drama. As soon as it comes up, as soon as you're reactive, you're going to notice it and say, okay, I know that's my natural inclination is to react, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pull back, I'm going to disengage, and this too shall pass. And that way, what you're doing is you are bypassing the excess energy, not discounting it, not minimizing it, but not adding to it. And therefore, it won't poison all of the wonderful things that are being nurtured, because these things are still growing, even in the midst of whatever these losses, crises, problems are today. These problems are on their way out, and they are passing away, but we don't want this to pass away with them, whatever these good things are. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. We've got, 10 of coins, beautiful Knight of coins, and then the Hermit card. Yeah, and so a lot of times when I'm in these situations where I know I've got to really be able to disengage and be non-reactive, sometimes that's appropriate, sometimes it's not, but today it's appropriate. Today's the day to be non-reactive and disengage from conflict. But when I know that that's the case, sometimes I don't have the facility myself to do that, because I'm in areas and I tend to be somewhat reactive. And that's when I have to lean on my inner guide and say, help me. How should I respond to this? I'm not going to respond to anything by myself today. I know better. And I'm just going to ask. It's only going to take a second. It's not going to be this long meditation. It only takes a second to, before I respond to something, say, what do I say? What do I do? And then just listen. And you'll know exactly how to respond. Now, there are times when your guide will say, you just don't put up with that. You tell him no, or it'll, sometimes your guide will encourage you to get into it a little bit, but that's not super common, and it's probably not today. Probably today your guide's going to be there helping you to disengage from the conflict that other people are wanting to go through. Other people are wanting to go through. Not only that, but as you disengage from the conflict that other people are wanting to go through, as you navigate yourself so skillfully today, you won't miss all the help that's coming. You won't miss all of the rewards that are coming. Because look at this 10 of coins and this Knight of coins. That's financial assistance and financial outcomes that are really happy. Now, if they're not financial, they could be health. So good health outcomes, things that are that have maybe been a problem for you or that you've been worried about. They are, this is a good sign that you've got everything that you need to get those things taken care of. So whether it's whatever your assets are that these coins represent, whether it's health, whether it's money, whether it's property, whatever it is, those things are still moving forward in a wonderful way if you don't let them get poisoned by the energy of all of these swords, which you won't if you remind yourself to disengage, stay non-reactive, and to ask for help, to lean on that inner guide. And you're going to do great. It can be such a challenge sometimes just to live in this world because this is a world of conflict. So it's so important that you don't feel bad that things sometimes don't go your way. It doesn't mean that you're not spiritual enough. It doesn't mean that you're stupid or not good enough. It just means that you're a human being living in a confusing world, just like everybody else. However, what's different about you from everybody else is that you tend to have a little bit more wisdom, or sometimes a lot more wisdom. And so when it's a testy day like today, you can help people out so much by how you navigate through your crises, by how you navigate through them. It's not, please take away this crisis, please take away the crisis. It's more, please help me to stay peaceful in the midst of this and watch it resolve itself. You see the difference? One, you're getting into it and asking for escape from it, which is sort of impossible. It's like jumping off a building and say, please don't let me fall, But if you instead, if you withdraw from it, even for a moment, and say, please help me to see this differently, please help me to disengage, please help me to be non-reactive, and to show me how to respond to this, then you're operating on a whole different wavelength. And everybody, even whether they do it consciously or behind consciousness, even subconsciously, they are in awe of you. They are so you're teaching them. They're learning from you. And so I don't want to put too much responsibility on your shoulders either, because that can be a burden. So I don't want you to feel that way, but at the same time, I do want you to know how much you help people, not only when things are going well. You help people almost more when things aren't going well, because you show them how you can quickly navigate through it, get to the other side, and it wasn't a big deal. You show them how this too shall pass and let it pass without keeping it alive. That's what people see. And they pick it up telepathically. Everybody picks everything up telepathically. It's not like, that you have to give a lecture on what you're doing. And now I'm being non-reactive. They just get it on a subliminal level that this is what they want to do. They want to be more like you. And see all of these rewards here, up here, the 10 of coins and that page of coins, that Knight of coins, are showing you that even though you're going through this is not the totality of your experience today. In fact, it's not even the basis of your experience. This is what the ego mind would love to use to knock you off your balance and to either delay or destroy your good. But the universe is saying, no, this is just a little blip and it's just a little turbulence and you're going to get through it. But what's really going on here is prosperity. What's really going on here is the success that you've been working so hard for so long. And now it's really starting to happen. So the ego mind will always want to use our conflicts as tools to sabotage us. And you're beyond that. You're just going to say, no, I'm not doing that. This is just a blip. This too shall pass. And what's really happening is all of the work and the the time and the effort that I've been putting into all of these other things is really starting to pan out, and it's really starting to grow and thrive and flourish, and I deserve that. I deserve that. And so I'm not going to destroy that. I'm not going to let the ego destroy that just because there's some turbulence. You know, if you have some turbulence on a flight, you don't just land the plane and say, well, we're not going to go on vacation. You just get through it, and then you get to the other side of it and you forget all about it. And that's what today's all about. There's some bumps, but they don't last long. And unless you start jumping up and down, then you create your own turbulence, right? So they don't last long. They're just some bumps. You'll get through it, and you're going to get to the other side of it. Not only are you going to get back into this prosperity, but you're going to become better skilled at getting through turbulence, not only for yourself, which is wonderful, but like I said before, you're going to be that beautiful example to other people today, and they need you. They need to see this. They need to see people do what I'm telling you, moving through this without being reactive. And if you are reactive and you have a little fit or whatever, so what? So what? Let's look at the big picture. Let's look at the overall thing. You know, it's like, let's use the airplane analogy. So what if when the turbulence starts, you go, and you freak out a little bit and then you calm down? Big deal. You know, it didn't destroy the whole plane. It didn't destroy your whole flight. It didn't destroy your vacation, right? But it's not, you're not, like I said before, you're not landing the plane because of it. There's no reason to. And the same thing today. You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You want to just get through that little blip, get to the other side of it, find that peace, and get back to work. And there's so much beautiful work happening and so many gorgeous things. And like I said, you have a guide, and they are with you not only when you think you need them, they're with you all the time. So you can't overuse the guide. It's not like the guide is like, what? Stop bugging me. Only 3 times. That's your max. No, you can ask again and again and again and again for help. There's not too many times. In fact, the guide loves it when you ask for help again and again and again and again. It says, please do that. You're going to do so well today. I know it might be a little bit of a bumpy flight, but you're going to be great. You're going to get to the other side of it stronger, better, happier, and so many people are going to benefit just by watching you do it. And in fact, it may not be so bad now that you know that it's just some bumps and you'll get through them. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see everybody for another daily reading tomorrow. Until then, blessed be.